My name is Marietta Mehanni, and this week's Gymstick Tip is working the back of the shoulder, triceps, but the best part, you'll also feel it in your abdominal wall as well as your quads. So love Gymstick that because you can manipulate variables with where the bands are, where the stick is, to really challenge different parts of the body you just can't do with weights. Just can't do it with weights. So here we go. One band on each foot. Going to place a stick on the floor. Keeping the bands on your feet. Step over the gym stick and then lift the stick up behind you. If you're a Gymstick instructor, please make sure that you get people into that position rather than doing the crazy lifting it up over the head. If you're short, this might not be such a problem and you have good shoulders, and it's okay. But if you're tall or you don't have great shoulders, this is very awkward. So it's under the feet and step over. So add tension, but not too much. Again, this is another little tip for Gymstick instructors. This is the one time that people put way too much tension on the bands, and when they move the stick, they only move this far. So you want to try and get a lot more distance than that, otherwise you'll miss out on all of that anterior abdominal wall activation. So palms facing away, you're going to be pulling the stick back at the same time as driving the heel forwards. Now it's a bit like a single leg squat in that you're going to drop down into that leg as you're driving the heel forwards. So the way I encourage people to do that is try and get your heel further forwards in front. Now, the really challenging part is not moving your head. This is what a lot of people want to do. So you're moving the head forwards to try and lift the stick behind you. No way. You need to do what we often say in Australia is pull your head in. So you want to pull the head in, eyes are forwards, not down, and you're thinking about pulling the stick back as far as you can as you drive that heel and tap it forwards. Wow, I can already feel this. It's really effective. Triceps, posterior deltoid, back of the shoulder, and I'm feeling it in my abdominals and my quads are activating. So that's our first exercise, and we do that for 30 seconds. The second exercise in our trio is a single leg lift, and you choose just one leg to do it with. So in my case, I'm lifting my left leg up and I'm pulling the stick back at the same time. Now what you want to do is do this as slow as you possibly can and lower down slow. So it's not up and then down quick. You want to go up and lower down slow. It's that second part of the activity that's really going to challenge you. Also, try and keep that left foot off the floor the whole time. So breathe out, breathe in. Pull back and release. Check that you're moving the stick considerable distance behind you, and if you're not, take some tension off. You've got way too tight. So we do this exercise for 30 seconds, and then after a little 10-second break, you start with that knee lifted, and then you lunge forwards, and you pull the stick back at the same time. Now, as you lunge forwards, it's again important to keep the head lifted and keep your head pulled in, because there's a tendency as you go forwards to then drop the head forwards to try and lift the arms. Then you lose that abdominal activation. Your head's doing the movement to throw you forwards and lift your arms up. So it also decreases the intensity on the upper body. So knee up, drop forwards. Now, you should have felt your left arm working harder in the previous exercise and then again in this exercise. And it's really controlled. You just take the size of step that feels comfortable for you. And if you do have issues with your knees, obviously it's a smaller step, but make sure you always lift up that rear heel off the floor as you do it. So we do that for 30 seconds, and if you've been doing it well, you probably need to shake out your arms. And after a little 20-second break, you then repeat the same three exercises again. With this is normal, this is what you would do, right? So alternating legs, but then clearly the second exercise is with the opposite leg. So in my case, it would be my right leg. So, great tricep posterior deltoid workout. Keeping the head in will activate through the anterior wall, and clearly you're using your quadriceps and your hip flexors for the second and third exercise. Great postural exercise because your shoulders are down, you're thinking about pulling back. You don't need to talk about retracting the scapula or anything, shoulders back and down. Don't worry about any of that as long as the arms are straight and they're getting good range of motion. And that's this week's Gymstick Tip.